Anyway, so yeah, I made a 2022 channel survey because at this time I decided to call it a census. Um, I also used a different website. For past surveys, I used Quick Surveys, but sometime ago they changed the things you could do with a free account, and I didn't want to use them anymore. So I just went ahead and made a Google form instead. It's my first time using a Google form, honestly, as weird as that sounds. Um, and there are a few things I like about Google Forms, a few things I don't like, but ultimately this is what I'm going with. Um, I made a channel announcement on the channel, Twitter, and Discord a week ago or so. And then I made a reminder again today. Um, I think one survey in the past I had it open for a month, but it I noticed that when I had it open that long, responses stopped happening a little after a week, even with reminders. So this time I only had it open for a week. Sorry if you weren't able to take it. Obviously can't get everyone. Um, that being said, though, uh, this survey does have a lower amount of responses than usual. Because my last survey in 2020, because I didn't have one last year because of the pandemic and stuff, I like completely skipped my mind, honestly. But last one I had like a little over 4,000. I think it was like 4,003 people. So this one's a little under half, which is unfortunate. I've made like YouTube channel community channel posts, and it seems like they don't always reach out to every subscriber. I don't know why. I think maybe someone said you can only see it on mobile. I'm not sure. But I mean, I can go to someone's channel and I can see them there, so I don't think that's true. But basically, uh, yeah, I could have maybe have made a video, but whenever I do that, people seem to claim, "Oh, why'd you have to make a video about it? Da, 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 da. Quit wasting my subscription feed." So I don't know, can't please everyone. But at the very least, we're gonna go through the survey, and yeah. And while I'm going through the survey, super chats are open if you want to send one, and I will get to them at the end of the survey. All right. So some of these questions were required to answer. Later ones aren't. So first one, have you taken a channel census before? Most people said no. About a quarter of you said yes. That's pretty consistent from what I remember. Sorry, something's in my throat. What is your age? And of course, I just had general ranges. Looks like about a third of you are teenagers. Then 56% of you are college age or so. And then I still got a decent chunk in their 20s and early 30s. And then not too many older people. I've noticed that my 17 and younger demographic has actually shrunk a little bit. So I guess the audience is just growing with me, which tends to happen with a lot of channels. I want to say, I don't remember for sure, but I want to say last time teenagers were like 40% of my demographics or something, or at least of the people who took the survey. Then, of course, the gender question, male, female, non-binary, or other slash it's complicated. Unsurprisingly, the majority is male. Although it's actually not as high as it used to be. I think the first survey that I made for this channel, it was like 98% male. And it would be nice if, my channel appealed to everyone, or at least across all the genders or whatever. So at the very least, it's growing because, females gone from like 1 to 6%. Yay. I guess there's not really much I can do about it. But Nevertheless, looks like male 86%, female 6%, non-binary a little under 5%, and then other at 3%. Let's see. And then, what country are you from? In past surveys, I've done like general regions of the world instead of every country. And now I'm kind of remembering why, because looking at a graph like this, it's it's really hard to instantly tell which country it is. Although I guess it's technically in answer order. It doesn't list the percentages and numbers of each one. I have to highlight it on the pie graph, which means I can figure out the big ones, but some of the smaller ones, it'll take me a while to find, if I can find it at all. But the highest is, of course, the United States at about 44.5%. And then United Kingdom's in second place with 8%. Canada's in third with 7%. Australia has 2.5%. Germany has 3.5%. Poland has a little under 2%. Netherlands has a little under 2%. Italy 1.5%. What's this one? Ireland has a little around 1.5%. Brazil has 2.5%. I think those are like the only like notable like big ones. I guess Sweden and Spain have 1.25% ish. But there's a lot of countries, so I guess 6% preferred not to say their country, or not 6%, six respondents. All right, and then the next part of the survey was about the channel. When did you subscribe to my YouTube channel? I started my YouTube channel way back in 2009. This is the first survey where it had 0 people from 2009 answer. Usually there's 1, but not this time. And 2010 and 2011, I think they had like 1 each, but they're so hard to find that I can't even land on it. 2012 5, 2013 11, 2014 35 or 35 50. Yeah, it mostly goes up about every year, and then it peaks in 2019, declines a little bit after that. But the biggest answers were I can't remember, but a while ago, about a third of the respondents, which is fair. That's why I include that answer, because not everyone remembers. Can't remember, but more recently, 6.3%. And for some reason, I'm not actually subscribed to you at 6%. Yeah, there's always someone who will take these surveys and aren't even subscribed to me. And I almost debated like removing their forms from the survey, since it's a census about my channel. But then I thought, well, there are a lot of people who may watch me but never subscribe to me, because there are some channels I watch where that happens. Right? You just you maybe watch their videos a lot, but maybe you don't want to clutter your feed, so you don't actually subscribe to them. You just look them up. So I kept them in. Let's see. Oh, I zoomed way down. All right. Which of my YouTube channels do you subscribe to? This channel, 94%. I would imagine this would be the highest. I'd be shocked if it wasn't. My music channel got a few dozen of you, about 5%. If you heard the music playing when the stream started, both of those songs are on my music channel because I made those. I hope you check them out. Of course, my other channels are linked in on my channel page. And then my random projects channel. This is another channel that I made, I want to say a year and a half ago, also linked on my channel, but it's basically where I dump random nerdy stuff I'm working on. It's basically my other channel. So I encourage you to check those two out if you haven't. And then, of course, 6% said for some silly reason they're not subscribed to any of these. So is what it is. And now we're on the first question where it was optional to respond. You didn't have to respond, and it looks like about 1,000 people didn't. What social media do you follow me on? 6 people follow my Bandcamp. 199 people came from the Discord. 3.5% watch my TikTok. I have a TikTok, but I don't really use it that much. I like maybe post like a short on there like maybe every like 1 or 2 months, which is like not good for the TikTok algorithm because they just don't really do anything. So like I have it if you want to watch it, but it's not going to be my main focus or anything. And then about 80% of you follow my Twitter, and it's not surprising that Discord and Twitter are by far the highest here. Then which kind of my videos do you watch? See, I don't like how it... Okay, I guess they'll at least say it. Basically, just the different types of videos I make, and you could check as many as you wanted. So you could have checked all of these. It's just you check mark it if you like it. So animated maps of empires and nations, 80%. Animated maps of wars, a little higher, but still basically 80%. Geopolitical maps, 72%. Bad history videos, 72%. Changing the map videos, 82%. Horrible maps videos is the highest with 86.5%. General history videos, 77%. And then my lowest category, videos about maps and popular media. So like my Castlevania video or my Risk video. That one was by far the lowest, which I find interesting. Don't worry though, I'm not going to stop doing any of these anytime soon, but I still like to get a good idea for what the feel is. Like, a lot more people liked the bad history videos than I thought they would. So I should probably make more of those, for example. Yeah. And then we're on the part of the survey. Religion and politics, of course, every question was completely optional. I just find it interesting. So, religious beliefs looks like about a third are atheist, about a little under a quarter are agnostic, and then a quarter are Christians. And for this general question, I just put all denominations together. So, a quarter Christians, and then 5.5% said that they were spiritual but not religious. Then looks like we got 2.5% Muslim, 2.5% Jewish, 0.5% Hindus, 1% Buddhists. I got 4 Shintoists. I'm not sure what the proper demonym is. 2% said other. I included options for Jainist, Baha'i, Zoroastrian. I know there are some left. And Sikh, but not a lot of people must have picked them because it's too small for me to select on here. So thought that was interesting. And then if you're Christian, which denomination? About 42% of you guys are Roman Catholic, at least of the Christians. And then 8.5% Eastern Orthodox. A little under 1% for Oriental Orthodox. It's the forgotten Orthodox churches, I should say. So like Coptic and Ethiopian. The even more forgotten church, the Church of the East, 1 person. Yeah, that church does not have a lot of members anymore. It's mostly like the Assyrian Church of the East and the I forget what the other one is, but there's like 2 of them. Anglican / Episcopalian, if you're American, 2.8%. Baptist, 6.4%. Lutheran, 9%. Calvinist, 4%. Methodist, 3.5%. Let's see, what's this one? 1 Adventist. 6 Pentecostals. 8 Mormons. 5 Jehovah's Witnesses. And 11% of you said you were non-denominational. Other, 8.3%. So, yeah, this layout is not too surprising. Still interesting. If you're Muslim, what denomination are you? Most of you said Sunni. A few said Shia. A quarter of you said other. I got one Sufi and one Ibadi. I'm not sure what the others are, honestly. Because I thought these four would have by far had the majority. Which, I mean, I guess they did have the majority, but, like, I'm surprised that the other category is so large. I'm not sure what group I'm missing. If you're Jewish, what denomination are you? Again, 40% said other, and I'm not as familiar with Jewish denominations compared to Islam and Christianity. So I just included the top ones that I found when looking it up, which have a decent number. So 10% Orthodox, 2% Hasidic, 27% Reform, 90% Conservative, 3.5% Reconstructionist. But again, most said other, so I'd be interested to learn what that other is, because I'm not as personally familiar. But yeah. And then on to the politics. I'm sure the chat's going to get riled up. How would you generally describe your overall politics in terms of left to right on a scale of 1 to 10? 1 being super left, 10 being super right. And looks like the plurality, about a quarter of you, are at about a 3. Which is not too surprising. Several surveys, when I answer this question, it's either 3, 4, or 5, and it kind of keeps fluctuating between 3, 4, and 5 each time I make a survey. This time, looks like most of you are 3, but got answers all over. And then, how would you generally describe your overall politics in terms of authoritarian versus libertarian? Kind of like the other question, this seems to always be in 3, 4, or 5. This time it's leaning towards 3, but got answers everywhere in this case. Select all political labels you feel apply to you. So you could have, for some reason, you could have been a smart aleck and just select all of these. So maybe some of these are inflated from people who thought that was funny, but you know, you could count as many as you wanted, and looks like all of them at least had someone. The highest was pro-democracy, which, hey, I think that's a good thing. Progressive is also fairly high. Leftists and socialists are decently high. Liberals decently high. Libertarians and conservatives are at sizable numbers. The lowest are far right and alt right, which is fine by me. But nevertheless, got answers all over the place. Every time I make this question, I almost there are 5 terms that I'll throw out and another 5 terms I throw in. I never really seem to have a consistent list. I probably could have added more. But, nevertheless, an interesting question. For people living in the United States, who do you plan to vote for in the midterms? Looks like 38% of you plan to vote Democrat, 6% Republican, 14% a mix of parties depending on who's on the ballot, and then small numbers for Libertarian, Green, and other. And then 7% of you are able to vote, but you won't. And then, unsurprisingly, a third of the respondents aren't legally able to vote. So they're probably not old enough. So that's interesting. And then now on to the LGBT section of the survey. Looks like a little under 58% are straight, 7% are gay, lesbian, 16.5% are bisexual, 5% pan, 6% ace, 3% it's complicated, and 5% they're not sure, they're thinking about it. So yeah, there's that. And then romantic orientation, which mostly the same numbers. A few go up and a few go down, but I think the order is basically the same, except aromantic is a lot smaller than ace up here. In case you don't know the difference, sexual orientation is who you're physically attracted to, and then romantic orientation is who you'd be willing to go on a date with. or get married to. Because for some people, it could be these two may match up, they may not match up. So for the past 2 or 3 surveys, I asked both of these. So yeah. And then between being cis or trans, 85% are cis. And then I decided to separate binary and non-binary transgender. So I guess both of them together make up like 11.5%. And then 4% were not sure or they're questioning things. So not too surprising. And then now for the other fun questions. What browser are you using? I guess someone is still, 9 people are still using Internet Explorer for some reason. An endangered breed, I suppose. 10.5% are using Safari, 6% Opera, 3% are using Brave, 4% other, 14% Firefox, and Chrome is by far the majority. I'm going to be interested to see how much this number shrinks because Chrome is planning on disabling ad blocker in January. And I know a lot of people who don't like that and they're going to switch to Firefox over that. I use Firefox myself. I think Firefox has gotten much better than Chrome. It's not as much of a memory hog anymore. But, not surprised by this at all. And then, what genres of music do you enjoy? You could select all of these if you wanted to. The highest was rock at a little under 70%. To my surprise, classical was 58%. I know a lot of people like it. I like it too. I just didn't think it would be second place. Pop is a little under 50%. And then looks like a third of you listen to hip hop, folk, and jazz. Metal's 42%. So yeah, nice little variety. I think the smallest one is dance hall at 4%. And trip hop is at 5.5%, which trip hop hasn't really been as popular since the 90s, so I guess it's a little understandable. But I also decided to separate electronic dance music versus non-dancey electronic music, because I've noticed that I like electronic music when it's not EDM. EDM bugs the crap out of me, and I hate it. But electronic music that's like more chill or like in the background or trying to have a vibe, I tend to like that a lot more. So I thought separating the two options would be a good idea, and looks like there's a decent difference between the two. And then, okay, this is, I really hate this because for Google Forms, I cannot pick the color for each of these answers. So even red is shown up as blue, and I hate this. Just favorite color. The winner was blue at about a third of you, but it gave blue purple. Green got green. Green's at 20%. Purple is third, but they gave it a teal color. And then red is fourth with 14.5. Orange, 7.5. Yellow, 3.5. White, 1.5. Gray, 1.5. Black, 5.5. And then brown. Not a lot of people have brown as their favorite color. That one was by far the smallest. Yeah, I know. I hate this. Yeah, that's the end of the survey. For those who may be interested to see more detailed numbers, I plan to make a PDF of the results in a more organized fashion. And whenever that's finished, I'll post it on Twitter and Discord. Not sure when I'll have it done, but things will be nice and organized because I have many problems with this display. Like I can't even grow the pie chart to see more details on it. Grow the pie chart to see more details on it, because that would have been really useful for the country question for sure. And they don't have the specific numbers on the side either, which is annoying. But yeah, that is the survey. Let's see. Looking at, looks like I got one super chat, $10 from T-Man. Thank you very much. I've been watching your channel for years and taking these surveys for many years. Thanks for being one of the best history YouTubers out there. Also, yeah, don't use a pie chart for 100 options. Thank you very much. And yeah, using a pie chart for 100 options is not a good idea. I I didn't even have a choice in this matter. All these questions just have pie charts, and um, not all of these questions work as pie charts. Well, actually, no. Okay, some of these were bar graphs, but for whatever reason, um, I think the ones where you could select more than one option were bar graphs, but then any one where you only had to select one option, it had to be a pie graph. Um, and so that's partially why I'm going to make like a PDF of the results. It's more organized later on. So, but you know, I couldn't really control this honestly. Um, so yeah, I guess that will. So if there's no more super chats, I think that shall be it. So thanks for joining in. Maybe I'll have another survey early in the year in 2023. I don't know. I used to do these surveys like twice a year, but we'll see. Either way, I'm Emperor Tiger Star, and I'll see you guys next time.